Hello and welcome to the third annual edition of my annual net worth video. That is a mouthful. A quick disclaimer before we go into it. If you're a friend or family member and this topic makes you uncomfortable, just click off. If you are sensitive about money as well, click off. This does not in any way reflect your worth as a person. If you're worth less or more, this is just my own personal net worth that I just like to share, to be open about my finances, because that's the nature of this channel. Furthermore, this is not intended as a brag in any way. Many people are probably ahead of me. Many people are probably behind me. It's just, again, my own personal experience. That being said, though, let's get right into it. Starting off with our retirement account. So this is the second largest account in the portfolio of my net worth, and one that actually did a little bit better than last year. So in 2021, we had $29,889. This year, it was $31,139. So that represents an increase of 4.1%. However, that being said, I did put about $8,000 into these accounts, mostly my Roth IRA, $6,000, and then about $2,000 into my 401k. And yeah, so obviously, even if you didn't factor in the increased contributions, we would be down. But because of that, we're up slightly. So we're still kind of down either way, if that makes sense. Then we have a car, our Kia Soul 2019. Obviously, I've put more miles on it since the last time we did one of these. And in addition to that, the used car market has just gone off a cliff like many other things. So likewise, the value of my car has dropped quite a bit. So last year, it was worth $17,242. This was an offer from Carvana. I did the same offer this year from Carvana, $12,937, down 25%. Pretty dramatic dip. Next up, we have crypto, which is by far the hardest hit in this portfolio. I don't really have to go into reasons why, from everything from Sam Bankman-Fried to any other countless amount of things that happened to crypto throughout the last year. No one should be super surprised that it's down quite a bit. And it's never been a huge part of my portfolio, but I'm going to continue to hold it. I still do believe in some crypto, like Ethereum, and I did buy some, which I'll go into in a second, but it represents a small portion of my portfolio. So last year, it was worth $20,369. This year, it's worth $6,523, down 68%. And that's with a $260 edition, which I bought some Ethereum. Quite a drop. So I've always, though, been of the belief that if it does go to zero, that's okay. As painful as that would be, I got all of my initial contributions out. So this is pure profit, so to speak. I have no concern losing it if that's what happens to happen. That's kind of the nature of crypto, is very unpredictable, and we really don't know what the next year is going to look like there. But I have no plans on selling that. Next up, we have the largest account in the portfolio, which is my brokerage account. This is a combination of my dividend stocks as well as some growth stocks that you see in all those dividend update videos. So last year, it was $38,889. This year, it's $49,401, which is a 27% increase. However, again, I spent $12,734 in new contributions to this account. So am I really up? Maybe, but barely. I don't know. I think the difference, I might be up like $1,000 overall. But I'm in a long-term play for this, like anything else. But really, it is struggling just as much as anything else is in the portfolio. I do want to highlight, though, something I'm really excited to see, which is the total dividends received for the year. So in 2021 rather, I received $854.29. This year, I received $1,331.17. That's an increase of 55.8%, and that is awesome to see. Obviously, I hope to keep growing on that and increasing the dividends. Hopefully we can crack $2,000 a year this year. That's quite a big stretch, but you never know. I guess that really depends on what kind of job I'm able to get. But really, really fantastic growth on those dividends so far. Of course, a little bit more of a boring account, but one that you need to have, and that is your emergency fund. In 2021, my emergency fund had $6,224 in it. At that time, I decided to invest a portion of it, about 60 to 70% in the stock market. Obviously, you know where this is going. So even with some contributions to that emergency fund, which I'm not sure the exact amount of, it has gone down 1% to $6,159. That's basically owed to the fact that stock market has dragged down that portion of the account about $1,000. So, yeah. So 2 more to go. We have regular savings. I had $8,402 in just regular run-of-the-mill savings. I include my checking in this because my checking balance is normally fairly nominal. There's really just no point to keeping money in your checking account when I spend the majority of my money on credit cards. So anything that I need, I just transfer into that checking account because I earn slightly more interest in the savings. So it just makes sense to keep it in there. But yeah, so I had $8,402 in savings last year. This year, $6,167. That is a decrease of 26%. This is owed to basically moving from one city to another. I had to buy furniture, such as you see behind me, and other just miscellaneous things that I took out of that. I also used some of that money to invest into the market because just seeing money sitting in a savings account is kind of to me. So yeah, this money eventually is going to hopefully be used to get a down payment on a house. And I have 5,000 of that sitting in the Treasury Direct account. I forgot what the exact name of the bond. I should know it. I think it's a T-bill or T-note, one of the two. Anyways, though, it's about the 10% interest one. Figured I'd throw a good chunk of that regular savings in there so it could keep up with inflation and not drag me further behind. So there we have on that. Finally, we have one other new account, and that is an HSA. I had been encouraged by my sister actually to take advantage of an HSA account. And after learning more about it, I realized I definitely should have one open, which I did. I opened one with my new employer for a total of $3,170.59 invested into that account. And obviously last year this account did not exist, so there's no history to go off of on that. But overall, this amounts to a total of $115,000 and $497. Weird amount to say, again, like last year, but $115,497. That's an increase of 4.5. Sorry, that's a decrease of 4.5%. I wish it was an increase. And that is with about a little over $24,000 being thrown into various accounts throughout the year. So even with all those contributions, I'm still down 4.5%. So yes, the stock market being down has eaten up a good amount of my net worth. But I think this will all come back in the long run, so I'm really not worried. What did my income look like to achieve those contribution numbers? So my income in 2020 was about $31,000. I was working as a DSD at Walmart. 2021 was a mixture, but mostly I was working at Tesla. I earned about $42,000 if you count in the stock options. I didn't end up getting those stock options because I left too early. Like I think I was a month away or something, but in order to take this new job, it just made more sense. But we'll just call it $42,000 for the sake of things. And then this year I earned about $60,000, which is about a 42% increase from last year. I did get let go from that job though, which I addressed in an earlier video. So yeah, unfortunately, but I'm hopeful, even with this setback, that next year, this income number will be even larger. We'll see. No guarantees in life, but I'm pretty confident that we can continue to grow my income, but we'll see. Expenses have also increased quite a bit this year. That's part due to inflation, cost of living going up, and that's part due to the fact that I moved from the Rust Belt to a fast-growing, like one of the fastest-growing cities in the country, which is Nashville. So my rent in 2021 was $500 a month. That included utilities. I had a roommate. And then in 2022, although this does vary by month just because we split the utilities now with this new setup, 3 people in Nashville, it's about $875 a month, which isn't terrible, but I would obviously rather be living on my own with no shade to my roommates at all. But $875 is a lot to have two roommates, in my opinion. So housing has gotten really crazy, I think. So that represents a 75% increase in my housing cost, which is pretty insane. But it was necessary in order to get that bump in income, which is why I moved to the city. Another notable expense, which I think most, if not all of us have, is food. I spent about $40 a week in 2021. Again, that was just due to the increase in grocery prices at the time. Grocery prices have continued to go up. I'm spending about $45 a week. Sometimes I have good weeks where I spend like only 35 to 40-ish. Sometimes I have bad weeks where I spend like 50 to 55. Really depends if I need things like paper products, soap, etc. That will increase the price of buying food, groceries, like that general category. So I'm spending about $45 a week now in this year, 2022, which is about a 12.5% increase, which is quite a big increase. Finally, the last section of this is my major expenses. So some of these were unavoidable. Some of them were just stupid purchases, but also, I'm 27, so I feel like I said this the last two videos, but I still feel like I deserve some bit of leeway when it comes to making stupid purchases because I'm in my 20s. So new phone was $1,100. My old phone just totally bricked out on me one night, and you have to have a phone in today's society. You don't have to have an $1,100 phone, but it's such a crucial and integral part of my day-to-day life that I was like, I might as well get the good one, make sure it's functioning properly and doesn't poop out on me randomly throughout the day. So yes, I spent $1,100 on a new phone, and yeah, it was a big expense. Not the greatest thing to do, but necessary in my mind. Number two, when I got my first bonus check, or commission check rather, from my sales job, it's a job I got let go from, I bought a Oculus headset. That was $299. And the price of it now is $399. So in a way, I saved $100. Not really, but it's also offered a lot of entertainment to me. It is a lot of fun, so I don't really regret it. I get a lot of use out of it, but it was a good chunk of change. I also spent $300 on a vacation. I didn't really do a fancy vacation this year, but I went on a road trip with a friend through the South. Hotels, food, gas, wear and tear, all that together, about another $300. Finally, I had three weddings for two friends and a family member. And while you don't necessarily have to go to a wedding, I had no intention on skipping any of these weddings because they're all people I care about. So spent about roughly $1,000 from anything from gas to flights, wedding gifts, maybe even a little more than $1,000 when you get down to it. And then obviously restaurants while you're there, blah, 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 blah. Luckily, I own my own suit, so I'm able to just use that for every occasion. Even though that was also an expensive major purchase of like 3 or 4 years ago, I get a lot of use out of it. So that was kind of a good investment in a way. But yeah, that is my investment portfolio and just larger portfolio at large for the year of 2022 at 27 years old. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, hitting subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. I will leave last year's video for you to check out if you want to compare this year to last year. And then obviously you can look at the 2020 if you want to go even back further. It was really fun doing this. I look forward to doing the one next year in 2023. Crazy, we are going into 2023. And just continue to do these. Hopefully, we'll have more of a progression next year and not a decrease in net worth, despite the fact that I'm adding more and more money to this. But we'll see. That's left to be said. I appreciate watching. Hope you had a good Christmas and enjoy the new year. Bye-bye.